friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to 100 Days of Pockets. Would you like to see how I made this fun pocket? This is day 29 and this is a torn edge layer pocket, and this was a really fun one to make. 100 Days of Pockets is hosted by Cindy A. Lewis, and I want to let you know that Cindy has got a pamphlet or a booklet available for a digital download in her Ko-Fi shop, and you can find the link in my description box. So check that out if you'd like a handy guide to make 100 different pockets. For the torn edge layer pocket, you're going to need some scraps of paper, 3 or 4. You can use vintage paper. I'm going to work with newer papers today, but you could use all different things. Book pages, vintage pages, magazine pages, pattern paper, all of that good stuff. You're going to want a base paper. This right here is going to be my base paper, and it can pretty much be any size that you'd like. You'll want glue or tape and perhaps ink for the edges, especially once you tear them. Inking them up kind of adds a nice richness to them. The first thing you're going to do is tear your pages or your papers to varying lengths and heights. I'm going to start with this one because I definitely want this one to be the bottom, and I can see already it's a little bit wide, so when I tear it I'll make sure I tear some of the extra edge off. So we're starting with this one. I'm going to tear across this way. And I remember it's a little bit big, so I'm going to come down here like that and remove some of that. So that's one good tear. It's actually still a little bit big. That's so funny. Well, it won't be now. Okay. So we've got that. That's going to go about here, I'm thinking. And then we have a black one. So let's go ahead and use it. I want to use what's in my stash, and perhaps I could come down here with the black one and tuck it underneath the gold one, but let's tear this edge here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now let's do another. How about this one? Can we? Is it too like not tall enough? Let's find out. If we were going to do this, oh yeah, if I put it here, I think it's fine. So let's say that that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fold this a little bit so I know where to cut it. I'm just going to grab my scissors. So let's say this is here and this one's over here, and then this pretty one is right here. I really do like that. I am going to go ahead and cut, or tear I should say, tear it starting in this corner over here. And I've got to be careful that I don't take too much off because this is already a pretty thin piece. So I think I might like that. Let's test it and see. I do like that. Okay. And then let's find one more. All right, this striped piece is going to be pretty interesting, but I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to take some off of the top like this. Okay. And it's going to end up being something like that. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Now, inking it is going to help pull everything together. And I'm going to start by inking the base itself. And now I'm going to ink all of the torn pieces that I created. You don't have to ink, but if you want to, you can. See how it takes that bright white and brings it into the brown family? I think that looks super nice. Same thing over here. Now I'm going to start by gluing the torn pieces down. All right, hopefully I can remember which order I put these down in. This one I'm fairly certain I put over here. I'm not going to press them down yet until I get everything in place, because remember this black one goes under here. Actually, let me lift that up and get this one down there first, because I did have that one tucked all the way down. And now we're going to get this one into place. And then I believe we had this short one, which needs to slide right under here. There we go. And I'll get them properly placed as soon as I get them all on there. And then we want this one actually to slide under this one. All right, there we are. Okay, now I can be fussy about it and get them really and truly where I want them before the glue really starts to stick. I think we're in pretty good shape. There we go. All right, my friends, this is a pretty good size piece and it's plain, as you can see. So I am going to add this piece of decorative paper to it. Now I could make this a tiny, tiny pocket, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and glue it all the way down. Takes up some of that space there on this pocket. All right, my friends, I have a couple of small tags that I made from basically scraps. So let's figure out where they're going to fit in here. I think let's do this one right here on in this brown pocket. And then maybe the next one, maybe this one should go here. Let's see. Oh, I think that looks good. That's a pretty deep pocket. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we got that. And then we'll do this. Let's see, we're going to do this one under this pocket here. This is this colored one, and it's much more narrow. I don't know if you remember that of how we cut it, but I'm going to set that right there. I think that looks super cute. And now we're going to pop this right in here. And there is our fun and cool torn paper layered pocket. Please check out Cindy's channel today and see what she came up with for this fun pocket. Thanks for watching. See you soon.